Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'll be showing you how to make dubstep in the style of Joker, inspired by his tracks Purple City, 3K Lane, Gully Brook Lane and G-Shit. The project file, samples and presets are available for a small contribution in the description, and please do like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. Our BPM is 140 and we're in the key of G harmonic minor, although the project has a chromatic feel principally because of the bass line. First, we have the kick, which is 808 inspired. Next, we have the rest of the drums. Starting with the snare. I saw Joker layer a big bottom snare with bright claps in a Future Music in the Studio video, and this can be an effective technique when designing these types of snares. I've linked the video below. Next, we have the high perk group. In tracks like 3K Lane and Gully Brook Lane, Joker's high percussion keeps a steady groove on quarter or eighth notes, and that's what I've done here with the shaker adding syncopation. Finally, we have the perks. Here we have some classic drum machine pitch perks, similar to what Joker uses in Gully Brook Lane, alongside a drum fill, which is inspired by G-Shit. The fill has some EQ applied, and we can see this redux, with bit crushing being a common effect in dubstep. I've also created a gated reverb effect. Gated reverb can also work well on snares. This two-step groove is applied to all the MIDI in the drums group, except for the fill, which has an almost identical groove applied to it, but without the velocity changes, as the original groove altered the level of the fill too dramatically. On the group, there's redux, drum bus, and EQ8. Reverb is applied via Sende, and for this project I've chosen the basement preset. Next we have the basses. This has been split into sub and top layers. Let's start with the sub. Here I've used a triplet rhythm similar to 3K Lane. In Serum we have a sine wave taken down by 2 octaves. The glide is activated in the voicing tab, and in the effects there's distortion. In the matrix, I've used LFO2 to modulate the master tuning, creating a subtle pitch drop as each note continues to play. On the channel, there's an EQ3, ensuring only the lower frequencies are audible. Next, we have the top, which is playing the same bass line as the sub. In Serum, we have a saw wave, which has been detuned and taken down by 2 octaves. The noise oscillator is active with its level modulated by LFO1. Both oscillators are running into this low pass filter with its cutoff again modulated by LFO1. There's drive on the filter too. In the effects, there's heavy distortion and EQ. And in the matrix, we have the pitch drop effect again, as we did with the sub. On the channel, there's Redux and EQ3, which is filtering out the low frequencies. My aim with this top bass was to create a noisy and distorted sound similar to Purple City. On the group, there's a mono utility as Joker's basses seem mono-compatible, parallel compression, which helps the bass feel even more smashed. Then we have an EQ, and finally the bass is being sidechained by the kick. Reverb is applied via A. Next we have the noise. Echo is applied on the channel, and reverb is applied via A. Finally, we have the melodic group. First, we have this lead, which is characteristic of the lead heard in 3K Lane and Gully Brook Lane. This is a Hoover sound. We have a saw wave in oscillator A with the unison voices increased to 7. Oscillator B has the same settings but has been taken up by 1 octave and its level has been taken down. The noise oscillator has also been activated. All 3 oscillators are running into this low pass filter with its cutoff being modulated by LFO2. There's drive on the filter and distortion in the effects. On the channel, we have mild redux and the shifter, which has its fine-tune knob being modulated by this Max for Live LFO. The depth of the LFO is being automated, meaning that there's more of a pitch bend effect on certain notes, and we'll see this in a sec. Given the period when many of the tracks I've referenced were made, I'm assuming that Joker used the pitch mod wheel and recorded his lead lines live, but my technique seems to work just as well. As you can hear from when I remove the effects, particularly the shifter, it completely changes the vibe of the lead. Finally, we have the ARP. This was my attempt at combining 3K Lane's background ARP, which I think might be a guitar, possibly utilizing some sort of tapping technique, and G-Shit's square wave lead sound. In Serum, we have a sine wave in oscillator A, plus bright white noise. These are running into distortion in the effects. In the matrix, I've made velocity effect amplitude, meaning that the note changes you saw in the MIDI have an effect. On the channel, we have Redux, and like the Redux on the lead, this has been set to 8-bit, reducing the dynamic range of the sound. Then there's an EQ, which is getting rid of harshness, saturation, and delay. On the group, there's a utility, narrowing the stereo image, parallel compression, plus a couple of EQs, boosting highs and removing unwanted lows, and reverb via A. And that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.